Miuccia Prada $11.1 billion. Miuccia Prada is an Italian fashion designer and businesswoman. She is the head designer of Prada and the founder of its subsidiary Miu Miu. The youngest granddaughter of Mario Prada, she took over the family-owned luxury goods manufacturer in 1978. You want to be understood by the sophisticated few, but you also have to be more loud somehow, otherwise your message doesn't go through. Miuccia Prada. Top 9. Lorraine Powell Jobs $14 billion. Lorraine Powell Jobs is an American businesswoman, executive and the founder of Emerson Collective, which advocates for policies concerning education and immigration reform, social justice and environmental conservation. My relationship with money is that it's a tool to be self-sufficient, but it's not something that is a part of who I am. Lorraine Powell Jobs. Top 8. Anne Cox Chambers $15.5 billion. Anne Cox Chambers is an American media proprietor who has a stake of interest in Cox Enterprises, a privately held media empire that includes newspapers, television, radio, cable television, and other businesses. When my sister and I came along, my father's political life was completely over. He ran for president the year I was born. So that was the end of it. He had been congressman first, then governor, before all that. So when we came along, he was running the Dayton newspaper. Anne Cox Chambers. Top 7. Abigail Johnson $17.3 billion. Abigail Johnson is an American businesswoman. Johnson is the CEO of U.S. investment firm Fidelity Investments. She is also the chairwoman of Fidelity International. Fidelity was founded by her grandfather Edward C. Johnson II, and the Johnson Company currently own a 49% stake in the company. Lots of people will give you advice. And depending upon how well they know you, the advice might be valid or not so valid. Abigail Johnson. Top 6. Suzanne Clatton $17.4 billion. When we looked at the stats on Forbes, Johanna Quandt was still listed as one of the richest women in the world. However, Johanna passed away in 2015, and her daughter Suzanne inherited the fortune, along with her father's inheritance. Clatton owns stakes in BMW, SGL and Altana among other companies. Top 5. Gina Rinehart $17.7 billion. Gina Rinehart is originally from Perth in Western Australia, and is the chairman of Hancock Prospecting. She inherited the majority stake in the company when her father passed away. There is no monopoly on becoming a millionaire. If you're jealous of those with more money, don't just sit there and complain, do something to make more money yourself. Gina Rinehart. Top 4. Maria Franca Fisciolo $22.1 billion. Maria Franca Fisciolo is an Italian billionaire, the widow of Michele Ferrero, and the owner of Ferrero Spa, Europe's second-largest confectionery company. Top 3. Jacqueline Mars $23.4 billion. Jacqueline Mars is an American investor and heiress to the Mars Incorporated fortune. Her parents were the founders of the company, and the fortune was shared between herself and her two brothers, John and Forrest Jr. Even when early innovations start to succeed, it is not uncommon to see growing businesses sabotaged for threatening the status quo. Jacqueline Mars. Top 2. Alice Walton $34.3 billion. Alice Walton is the daughter of Sam Walton, the founder of one of the most successful retail chains in the world, Walmart. Alice is the heiress to the Walmart fortune. She also founded the Llama Company in 1988, but it has since closed down. One of the great responsibilities that I have is to manage my assets wisely, so that they create value. Alice Walton. Top 1. Lillian Bettencourt $34.5 billion. Lillian Bettencourt is officially the richest woman in the world. She is a French heiress and businesswoman. Bettencourt's father, Eugene Schuller, was the founder of L'Oréal, one of the world's largest beauty cosmetic companies. When she was 15, Lillian joined L'Oréal as an apprentice. And roughly 40 years later, she became the deputy chairman. When her father passed away, she was left the L'Oréal fortune, and is now the majority shareholder of the company. Man is fond of formulas that assign its employees as work is invincible or intelligence is the ability to see the sets and the views of others. All it takes, not too much. Lillian Bettencourt.